What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and this video is for the responses, the remarks, the comments that I received on my topic about Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. And for those who did have some credible rebuttals and comments, this is what this is for. For those that just pop shit, this is not for you. So let's get to it. One comment or one good point was made was, why isn't Deontay Wilder offered a percentage? Versus the people that get percentage or was offered a bulk amount, and how successful were those negotiations? To name a few, the Manny Pac, Maypac, and Triple G, Canelo, and those are ones that was offered a bulk of money, and they really weren't successful. So you can't really see what it's not a good track record, so you can't really dump on Deontay Wilder. That was one point, or a couple points that was made. Another one was, he should get a percentage because of that, The other one, since this fight is that big to a certain magnitude, why isn't Deontay Wilder getting more? All of these are around the same ballpark points. All of them include finance, business, duckies, cash, cheddar, right? Paper. It includes money. And Wilder's thing wasn't about money when he wanted to fight Joshua. It was about legacy. That's what he wanted. He said he'll take whatever as long as he gets the rematch, because he was so certain that he was going to beat Joshua in a fight. That's what he was saying at first. Now it's a different story when the negotiations start. I just find that strange because, you put your foot in your mouth by saying you would accept anything. Then when more than anything was accepted to you, 12.5 million, you turn it down. But understand this, too, guys. Understand this. It doesn't surprise me, though, because this isn't the first time Deontay Wilder has turned down a lucrative deal. He turned down $7 million to fight Klitschko. That's a fact. Now, I don't know how certain he was, or that he would beat Klitschko, and I really don't either, because that's styles make fights, because we don't know what's going to happen until they get into the ring, right? So you can't just say, oh well, he was just running from Klitschko. We do know he turned that fight down. We knew that. We do know he never made $7 million. We knew that. We know that he did not accept the 12.5 million from Joshua. But before the fight was spoken or talked about being a reality, it wasn't about money. Now it's all of a sudden about money. That's the problem. So you have to ask yourself a question. Does Deontay Wilder, does he have that 100% confidence that he's going to beat Joshua? I mean, honestly, that's what you have to ask yourself, because there are reasons you're turning out these big fights. Look at Joshua from his standpoint, right? How many American fighters has Joshua beaten? We're going to talk about some comparison and similarities here. Well, hell, let's talk about them. What's the difference between Deontay Wilder and Charles Martin? Charles Martin had the, the IBF. Deontay Wilder had the WBC. He has the WBC. So you're looking at it, another fighter that came across the pond. Charles Martin was sure that he was going to beat Anthony Joshua, right? So he took that, 2.1 million, which that's normally what Anthony Joshua gets. Well, that's not normally what Anthony Joshua gets. Anthony Joshua gets about $1 million a fight, all right? His all-time high was Luis Ortiz. So that was the highest amount of money and the biggest person he ever received. And I'm not talking about the damn lawsuit against Povetkin. And I'll talk about Povetkin later. So he's not accustomed to making this type of money. So I don't know why he's all of a sudden wanting to turn it down or whatever. So you got to ask yourself, does Deontay Wilder, I mean, is he fearing that? Because you have to consider it. And this is coming from this is just a question, all right? I'm not saying that he is, but you got to ask yourself this question without being unbiased. If you're a Wilder fanboy, you know what I mean? Or are you a Joshua fanboy? You have to ask yourself these legitimate questions, like, why didn't he just take the deal if he knew he was going to knock out Joshua? He knew he could come over there, knock that man out, come back with all them belts, then the rematch, get a bigger fight, get 25, 30 million just to fight him again. You knock him out again. You the man's in them. You go then knock out Tyson Fury. You get another 25 million. Then you go knock out old cheating ass Povetkin, right? So, get another 25, 30 million for you know it. You've got $200 or $300 million that you've accumulated in a few fights just by accepting one. But you're not doing that. No, this is your second time turning down these fights. He's turned down $7 million to fight Klitschko. He's turning down $12.5 to fight Anthony Joshua. Shit, that's $20 million. That's $19.5 million that you've turned down, that you've left on the table because of whatever reason. I find that strange. I really do. And I'm looking for an explanation. So I'm not ever complaining. I'm explaining. So anyhow, you're looking at that like, well, damn, man, what's the deal? What's really with the Wilder camp? They ain't bringing nothing to the table. They're not offering any money. They haven't even offered a counter offer. That's some strange shit. But you go to Twitter and tell all your fans, like, look, man, I'm disgusted and I'm offended on the money that they offer me. This fight is bigger than that on the magnitude, and say all of this other stuff, but then you don't address the question at hand. But I guess that's your answer by going, that's just like saying, hey man, I want to fight you, and then that person running off and telling 1,000 other people. Well, damn, I said I wanted to fight you. I didn't ask 1,000 other people, I asked you. So, it's a lot of things I scratch my head about. The remarks were good. Another point was made. Why isn't Deontay Wilder getting a percentage? Look, again, Joseph Parker got a percentage, but it was around the same amount of money that Deontay Wilder was offered. That's a fact. He was offered about $8 million or 8 million pounds. If it was 8 million pounds, it's $13 million. If he wanted to cry and bellyache over that amount of money, if he wanted to complain about that, by God, give him another million or two so this fight can get done. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we want. We don't want to sit around and debate because there's not a lot of time. Eddie Hearns is coming to New York for the Danny Jacobs fight. Okay. Supposedly he's sitting with the Wilder guys at the negotiating table in Wilder's camp and seeing if they can get a deal done. If they can't get it done, guys, you can't be mad at the end of the day. Okay? And it would be all Wilder's fault. Because now we know it's not a take it or leave it deal. It's not, oh, you take this money or we're going to walk. No, you either take this deal or we got other people to fight. He has Tyson Fury, the ex-lineal champion. He has a mandatory Povetkin, which is the WBO's mandatory. He don't want to lose any of the belts, trying to worry about getting the WBC belt that Deontay Wilder is seemingly now to hold for ransom. You see what I'm saying? Because Joshua was adamant on who he wanted to fight next, and it was Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? And ask yourself this question. Would Charles Martin turn down $12.5 million? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a no-brainer. And you're looking from a guy that's from Great Britain, that's looking over at I've beat everybody over there. And he was more than lucrative to give him that type of money versus what Charles Martin got. Charles Martin got, again, maybe $1 million, maybe he might have got $3 million. I don't even think he got $3 million. Okay? I haven't even done the research on that because I knew it was that low. So he basically went over there and got his ass knocked out for a check. And that's what he got. So, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think about it, because it just seems strange to me how this fight can't get done. We've looked at the percentages, and all the percentages equal out to a certain amount. And they're all parallel. Parker was a champion. He got 13 million, if that was in pound, or 8 million. He offered Deontay Wilder 12.5 million. I don't see what the big deal is. Now you can compare the two. Well, is Deontay Wilder more popular than Joseph Parker? You know, I would say yes, but I'm an American, so I'm over here and I hear all the buzz about Deontay Wilder. I'm not from Australia or New Zealand or the UK, where Parker's more known, okay? So I couldn't tell you that. I don't know. Maybe you UK fans can tell me that. I'm not sure. But, you know, either way, he was able to get a nice amount of money. So I don't see how Deontay Wilder at the end of the day could really be mad about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest, you know. But it is a fight that needs to be fought, so all these belts can be unified. You guys tell me what you think about this. This is Kurt DeField with Counterpunch Boxing News. You guys been counterpunched. Peace.